Hi, I'm Andrew, and today we're talking about linear functions and how you can use them to figure out what to buy from the grocery store to save yourself some money. Let's go ahead and look at the problem. All right, so the problem begins by giving us two equations, one for B and one for C. It then says in the equations above, B and C represent the price per pound in dollars of beef and chicken, respectively. And this is at X weeks after July 1st during last summer. What was the price per pound of beef, so B, when it was equal to the price per pound of chicken, or C? In other words, it's asking what is B when B equals C? Right off the bat, we know a couple of things about these equations. We know that they're both linear functions, for example. So we know that they're linear because x has an exponent of 1. We also know that they're both in slope-intercept form. So the slope is right here before the changing variable, and then the y-intercept is here in the form of a constant. All right, so let's go ahead and get started solving this problem. Once again, it's asking what is B when B equals C? Now, we know from that there's a certain point in time after July 1st, so there's a certain x value, at which point B is going to equal C. So if B equals C, we can then set these equations equal to each other and solve for that point in time. We can solve for that x. Let's go ahead and do that. I wrote both of the equations, one for B and one for C, and set them equal to each other so that we can solve for x right here. Now, a quick tip to make your arithmetic a little bit faster is to actually multiply each term by 100. So 2.35 becomes 235. And then we have plus 25x equals 175 plus 40x. To solve for x, we want to put all of the terms with x on one side and all of the terms without x on the other. So we're going to subtract 175 from 235, and that'll leave us with 60 over here. On the right-hand side, we're going to have 40x minus 25x, which will leave us with 15x. When you divide both sides by 15, you're left with x being equal to 4. So what that means is 4 weeks after July 1st, the price for beef equals the price for chicken. But that's not what the question's asking. The question's not asking what is x, at what point in time did this happen? It's asking what was the price per pound of beef at that point in time? And so the price per pound of beef at x equals 4, to solve that, we're just going to plug in x equals 4 to our equation for B, which will give us 2.35 plus 0.25 times 4. A quarter of 4 is just 1. So that means that B is going to equal 2.35 plus 1, which gives us $3.35, which means that the answer is D. A great way to double check your work on this is to see if plugging in x equals 4 to the equation for C also gives you 3.35. We know that it should because the whole point of this was to find out what the price was when B and C were equal. If you want to talk more about linear functions or any similar topics, I look forward to working with you. Looking forward to meeting you and talking more about math.